chilling details are emerging about the siege in the Sahara, which came to a bloody end on Saturday when Algerian troops stormed the gas facility held for several days by Islamist militants. It now appears that at least 48 hostages were killed in the crisis, with dozens of bodies discovered on Sunday. The British Prime Minister David Cameron is expected to reveal more about the incident in the House of Commons later today. He's warned the West faces a decades-long struggle against Islamist terrorism in North Africa.
State TV has aired this video of the blasted and burned vehicles at the facility. The destruction inside the plant is making it so much harder for governments to pin down the fate of employees who are still missing. During the four-day standoff, at least 23 hostages and 32 militants were killed. 25 more bodies were found Sunday. It's not known if they were workers or hostage takers.
Algerian security forces say they've captured 5 Islamic militants still alive in the In Amenas gas plant, but that 3 more are on the run. The discovery came as the Algerian army made its way through the vast complex, defusing mines left by the militants and looking for more survivors. A Mauritanian-based news website has carried a video in which veteran jihadist Mokhtar Belmokhtar has claimed responsibility for the attack in the name of Al-Qaeda. He called on France to end its airstrikes in Mali. He claimed around 40 attackers were involved, mostly from Muslim countries, but that some were from the West. They certainly seemed to be well armed, as Algerian television has shown the weapons captured during Saturday's final assault.
A website in Mauritania called Sahara Media carried the statement from Mokhtar Belmokhtar. He's also known as Khalid Abu Abbas. Belmokhtar tied the operation to the French military's intervention in neighboring Mali. French forces are trying to help the government there stop advances by Islamist rebels. Security forces believed Belmokhtar had left an extremist group called Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb last month, but his statement said Al-Qaeda had planned the operation, indicating he still has links to the group.
They recovered more bodies on Sunday, according to one report, as many as 25. Authorities released footage showing some of the weapons apparently used in the assault: heavy machine guns, rifles, rocket launchers, shotguns and grenade belts. They also released a telephone recording of one attacker making demands and threatening to kill all the hostages.
Within hours of this conversation, Algeria's special forces made their move. And these hostages were the ones who escaped. They emerged with their hands up once the 4-day siege was over. After days of uncertainty, only now is there finally some clarity about what actually happened. The attack focused on the gas production area where the terrorists were holed up after being driven out of the accommodation block a mile away. Militants blew up part of the plant to push back surrounding forces. 15 burnt bodies were later found. The facility was booby-trapped with explosives, hampering efforts to retake it. The siege, 48 hours after the attack on the convoy, took out 11 terrorists, but only after they'd murdered 7 remaining captives. Weapons recovered included machine guns, mortars, missiles with launchers, RPGs, and grenades arranged on explosive belts.
However, the hostage takers weren't after the Algerian staff. They wanted the foreigners. That's according to the site's head of security. He was held for 24 hours along with 400 other workers.
They put suicide vests on the expats and gathered them all together. There were about 30 of them maybe. Then they tied their hands, laid them down and covered them up. They weren't violent towards them.
Such proximity also enabled the gas plant workers to find out more about their captors.
Among the kidnappers, there was a Canadian. He was acting as a sort of middleman between the expats and the terrorists. We knew he was Canadian because my colleagues asked him what nationality he was, and he said he was Canadian. He had a beard, sunglasses, and a red turban on his head.
That would seem to confirm what one Mauritanian news agency reported. It's quoted militant sources as saying that 40 men were involved in the attacks, all from Algeria, Egypt, Niger, Chad, Mauritania and Canada.